Israel is the balls of the world. Let's go through all the nations that will benefit from and are secretly happy about what IDF has been doing. Of course, now with the support from the US. By the way, what Israel is doing is what many nations would have loved to do, but they didn't have the guts or the capabilities. First one, Lebanon. Lebanon has been taken hostage by Hezbollah for the last 25 to 30 years. Lebanon has a lot of potential. It's a beautiful country. Beirut used to be called the Paris of Middle East. The army of Lebanon doesn't have the guts to face them. So Israel is doing their bidding in a sense. Even though, they don't like all the damages that Israel may be causing because, they are blowing up buildings and everything. But overall, they hate Hezbollah and they want to get rid of them, but they can't. So Israel is the only force that could weaken or eliminate Hezbollah. So Lebanon someday could be free. Jordan, king of Jordan, made peace with Israel. They hate all these uprising with the Palestinians and all the radical Islamists and the Hezbollah. If Hezbollah wasn't involved with Israel, they would go move to Jordan and try to remove the king as well and bring radical Islamists to Jordan as well. So Jordanian government is very, very happy about what Israel is doing. Again, they cannot voice it, but they are very happy. Syria after Assad, they want to move forward. They want to create a new Syria. But Iran, who was helping Assad, they've created a lot of instability in Syria. They're supporting the militias in Syria. So the Syrian government is very happy about what Israel is doing. Again, they cannot voice it. Iraq, after the Saddam Hussein, again, they want peace. They want to rebuild their country. But Iran hasn't allowed them to do that because they're continuously helping the militias in Iraq and creating instability, and it's been going on for years. So the Iraqi government, many of the Iraqi people, they would love to see the Iranian regime be destroyed. So they are very thankful about Israel. Egypt, they are static about what's happening. If you recall, about 12, 13 years ago, Muslim Brotherhood almost took over Egypt. The uneducated liberals in America supported Muslim Brotherhood. This is going back about 13 years ago. That's how misguided the liberals in America they have become. Now, Muslim Brotherhood is the parent of Hamas. Muslim Brotherhood is a lot worse than the Ayatollahs in Iran. They are somewhere between the Ayatollahs and Taliban. That's how bad Muslim Brotherhood is. They wanted to take over Egypt, right, and create something like a hybrid of what's in Iran and what was in Gaza. So the Egyptians and the Egyptian government are extremely happy about what's happening. And they are really thankful to Israel because Israel is doing their heavy lifting. Because if Iran is weakened, so has Muslim Brotherhood, so has Hamas, because Iran is the main supporter of Hamas and Muslim Brotherhood. So Israel is doing all the heavy lifting for all these Arab nations, which is crazy, right? Israel doing all the heavy lifting, and then all these Arab nations are benefiting from what Israel has been doing. Sudan, Somalia, the same thing. Iran has been supporting the militias in Somalia because they are trying to export the radical Islamists, the Shia radical Islamists, into Africa. They're creating a lot of instability in Somalia and Sudan. So they are happy about what's happening to Iran. Kuwait is the same thing. They are a tiny country. They've always been scared of these bigger nations like Iraq when it was under Saddam Hussein, and also Iran. So they are very happy that Iran is being defanged by Israel and, of course, USA as well. Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia and Iran, they always been enemies. Iran is the Shia, Saudi Arabia is Sunni, and Saudi Arabia has always been very scared of the expansion of radical Islamist Shia style under the Ayatollahs. So Saudi Arabia, even though they cannot come out and say it, they are very thankful and they are very happy. And again, Israel is doing the heavy lifting. So for all these uh, Arabian Peninsula states or nations, to benefit from. UAE. UAE is extremely thankful, happy. Again, they cannot say, but they are benefiting from it. And Oman is a little country kind of east of Saudi Arabia. They are a peaceful country. They don't want trouble, but they are sitting next to Yemen. The Ayatollahs in Iran, they've been supporting the Houthis in Yemen, which is next to Oman. So Oman is extremely, extremely happy that Israel is destroying and USA, they are destroying the Iranian regime because Oman would have been next after Yemen. Yemen is also the government, well, the government is taken over by the Houthis, but many people in Yemen who are against the Houthis are extremely happy about what Israel has been doing, and they're destroying the Houthis, destroying the radical Islamists in Iran, because Iranian regime has been supporting the Houthis in Yemen that helped them to overthrow the government of Yemen and create this, again, radical Islamist ideology. And by the way, Yemen used to be a Jewish country. Probably you didn't know that. Little they know that their ancestors, probably they were Jews. Also, Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan is happy about what's happening. Azerbaijan and Iranian regime, they always had a very tense relationship. So Azerbaijan is also benefiting from it. So all these nations that, they had issues with Iran. Of course, they didn't have the guts, the courage, or the capabilities to face Iran. Israel is doing all the heavy lifting for them, and all these nations are benefiting from it. And is beyond that, is beyond North Africa and Middle East. The European countries who are very ungrateful and basically have no courage, they are benefiting from it in the long run. Why? Because one reason the Iranian regime wanted to become so powerful and develop nuclear bomb, in addition to like destroying Israel, was to be able to take over the Strait of Hormuz, totally take it over. And Europe depends heavily on, also Japan too, they depend heavily on oil from the Middle East. So yes, in the short run, the oil price goes up, but in the long run, once Israel and USA are done with this evil regime in Iran, either this regime is totally defanged or the regime is going to fall and you have a new regime. That means more peace and hopefully stability in that region. And with stability comes lower oil prices, a safer region. England, Spain, France, Belgium that refuse to help, they're going to benefit from it and they are happy. Of course, those are strange nations because they are very happy about what's happening. But at the same time, these nations are the nations that are supporting radical Islam to spread throughout Europe, regardless. So Israel has been doing all the heavy lifting, absorbing all the basically the damages, all the people killed, the Israel is being bombed. And all the other nations are not doing anything. And in public, they are basically attacking Israel, but every one of them are happy and every one of them are benefiting from what Israel has been doing for many years, and also USA, now that USA got involved with Iran. By the way, Turkey is another country that is happy, but again, they don't say that. Erdogan, who's like a radical Islamist sympathizer, actually they are happy because Turkey borders Iran and they don't want a nuclear armed Iran at their doorsteps. All these countries, especially these ungrateful European countries that are always siding with the radical Islamists, they benefit so much in the long run. But Israel and USA, they are doing all the heavy lifting when these European countries refuse to come and help, even though they reap the rewards from what Israel and USA is doing. But when it comes to help, no help. Ungrateful nations. So that's why Israel has been the balls of the earth. They have the balls to do all the fighting that all the other nations are not willing to do. And all these nations, well over 20 countries, are benefiting from what Israel is doing, has been doing, and what USA is doing in the Middle East.